Hey guys, what's up? So today we're going to see how we can make this in Flutter. So we're going to fetch data from the movie TMDb's API and make this carousel slider of movies. And we're going to use a palette generator for the adaptive background colors. So as you can see, it adapts to the current movie poster that's on the screen. So let's move to this. Sorry about that. Okay, so as you can see, it adapts to the next color. So if we do this, it adapts to this color as well. So I'm going to make this easy for you guys. And by the end of this video, you should know how to use services, how to fetch data from APIs, and how to use the carousel slider, as well as how to make an adaptive background color using palette generator. So with that said, let's get started. So to get everyone on the same page, what we have is the home screen that's returning a blank scaffold, and we're using this right here in the main dot. So we're getting the home screen. So in here, we're going to run these commands. So I've added these already, but I'm going to walk you through how you can add them. So you just type flutter pub add, then the first package is HTTP. You separate them by space. Then you just type them as they are, and then the palette generator. So the palette generator is what we're going to use for the ambient color adapting background. Then the carousel slider is what we're going to use for the carousels that was passing through on the screen. So you can run this. It will start loading down here, but for me, I already did, so I'll just cancel that job. So let's go in here. So we're going to create another folder. So I created a folder, code screen. So this is where the home screen is, which is just returning a blank scaffold with a white background, that is. So we're going to come here. Then we create a folder. We're going to call it services. So the services will be in charge of the data fetching from the API. So say TMDb services dot. So then, but before we do that, we're going to go to the movie TMDb's database. Look at here. So here you're going to create yourself an account. Then when you create an account, then you go directly to the settings. Then on the settings, you go on API. This is where you find your token, API read access token, and your API key as well. So what we're going to use here is just the API key. So let's go back. So I'll just simply make a comment here and then just leave it there. Then we're going to create a class. So we're still inside the TMDb services file. So say TMDb services. Then in here, we're going to have the base URL. So I'll say final string. Then base URL, of which I'll show you. So that's the base URL. Then just remove this. Then okay, this as well. Then let's go on the API key. So the API key is also a string. So it's a string API key. Then we just simply get this and put it in there. Okay, we just put it here. Then we put a semicolon here. That error is gone. So the next thing is we're going to have a function that we're going to use to fetch the data from the movie TMDb. So list, then it's going to have dynamic. Then we're going to name it as fetch movies. I can't type movies, and it's going to be an async function because we'll be waiting for data to come from the movie TMDb's API. So here we're going to have a response. So we're going to send a request using this package. Let me go back to the packages using the HTTP package. That's why we have added it in here. And I'm going to put the link to this code inside in the description, so you'll be able to access all this. So final, then we just put what else are we putting there? Let's say response. Let's say response. Then we'll wait the response we're getting from the API. So we'll say HTTP, but we have to import this package. So we'll say import. I really can't type HTTP. Then we just get this one in as HTTP. So this is the package that we're going to use. So we're going to use this. We're going to send a GET request. So GET request. Then in here we're going to use the URI. Then URI.parse. So inside here, this is where we're going to put the link. Okay, so let me show you. So that link, let me do this. So this link, let me show you. So let's go here. I will show you. So here, this is that link that I've just pasted there. So the API key is there. Then yeah, this is the base URL. Then the API key. So this is the response we're getting. And I'll show you in a minute. We're going to get the results. We're going to get the results. Then inside the result, we'll be able to access the backdrop, which is having the images, then the genre, the ID of the movie or whatever, and the title. So we're just going to use the backdrop and the title in here. So let's go back there. So here, then we're going to have an if statement. So if, then response, we check the status code that we're getting. So response dot status code. So if the status code is equals to 200, which means it's okay, and we can simply make this variable final data. Then we decode the data, the response that we're getting. So JSON, we're going to use the JSON decode. So inside the JSON decode, we simply say response the body. So we're going to decode the response body that we're getting from the movie TMDb's API. Then go down here, then return. Then we return. Then we get the results. So this is that result I was telling you about. This one right here. Okay, so let's go back here. The results. Then, okay, sorry about that. My eyes are failing me. Else, we're going to throw an exception. Then inside here, we just simply give this field to fetch movie data. So here we're done. So we're simply going to use this. All right, so let's go back to the home screen. So here, we're firstly going to make a list. So we have a list, and it's going to be dynamic. Then we call it movies. So it's called the movies list, I would say. Then the next thing is we're going to have the color. So this is that color, the colors that we're going to have that will be changing dynamically behind the image. Okay, I would say the movie poster, not image, to be more descriptive. Background color. Then we say colors to black. We'll set it to black. So I'm going to do this again. So let me just copy this so that we don't waste much time. Sorry about that. I copied an empty line. Then we just do this. Then we just rename this to secondary color. Then we set it to black as well. Then the next thing is we're going to have a function to fetch data. So it's going to be a feature. Yeah, so it's going to be a feature function as well. So feature, then void. So we're going to call this as fetch movies as well. Fetch movies. Then it's going to be an async function as well. Async. Then we're going to have a variable called fetched movies. Then we assign it the values that we're getting from the movie TMDb's service. So say TMDb. No, we haven't made this already, so we have to make this. So say final TMDb services. Then we name it as TMDb services. We make an instance. So okay, TMDb services. Okay, so that's it. Then we say TMDb services. Then we just select this function that's coming from there, this one. Then we do this, then we get that movies list. So the movies, then movies, then we set it to fetched movies. Fetched movies, that's all. So this has to be in a set state, I would say. This set the state of this, so set state. Then we do this, then we paste it in there, then we do this. So then we're going to have another function that's going to handle the logic for the background colors changing. So let's do that. So this one is going to update the BG. So it's also going to be a future function. Void, and we'll just name it update background. Then we're going to give it a variable in here, which is a string, and we say we call it image URL. Then we do this. So this is going to be an async as well. Async, because it has to wait for data. Okay, so next thing is we're going to have final. Then we'll call this as a palette generator. Okay, this one. So just put this as P. Okay, so then we'll await the palette generator. So this is what we're going to use for that ambient background color. Then we say palette. Okay, palette generator dot. Then we say from image. So we're getting this data from image. Okay, image provider. Then in here we just insert the image URL. That's all. No. I don't know why. I think I'm losing it. Okay, let's do this. Then we just give it an image. So this is going to be a network image. Network image. Then we give it the image URL. Then no, we don't give it there. It comes down here. So from here we have to set this the set state. So say set state. Then here, this is where we're going to assign the background color. So it's a background color. We use that background color that we just made here on top. So background color. Then we say palette generator, this palette generator right here, palette generator, then dot dominant. So here we're going to go for the dominant color. Then say a dot, then say color. Then if it's not there, we just put a black color. So colors dot black. That's all. Then Then we go on the secondary color, then we just follow the same steps. So this one is going to be a bit lighter, so we'll just copy this as well. Then here on the dominant color, we say light, say a light muted color, because this one is going to be lighter, so we'll just give this one the color of gray. Okay, so yeah, I think this is that. Now let's go to the UI. So inside the UI, we'll do this inside the scaffold. I'm going to give it a background color. So background color, then we set it to background color, the background color that we just made on top there. Okay, say back. My IntelliSense is crazy. Okay, so that one. Then body. Inside the body, we're going to have a stack. So stack. Then inside the stack, this is where the first thing we're going to have is the animated container. So let's do this stack. Then give it children. The children. Then the first child is going to be an animated container. So this is going to be the background with the gradient. So yeah, let's ignore this. Say animated. Let me remove this. Animated container. Then inside the animated container, so inside this animated container, we're going to put a duration, which is going to be now. So we say duration, we'll give it 5. Okay, it's going to be milliseconds. Then we give it 500. Then here, okay, so let's format this so that it's easier for you guys to follow. So the duration has been set. Then we go for the decoration so that we make that ambient gradient behind. So linear gradient. So right here. Then we're going to set its colors. So let's do this. Then give it the colors. So it's going to be background color and the secondary color. But with this, we have to wrap these inside the box decoration. Then inside there we do this. So again, sorry, I made a mistake. Okay, so do this, then we say gradient. I don't know how that slipped my mind. So we go on the next line. So on the next line, we're going to have the begin, and to show inside the gradient, I mean. So we have to go inside. We're still inside the gradient, by the way. So here, we're going to give it the begin. So it's going to begin from the top center. So say alignment, then okay, let's give it this, then we just remove this. So we say top center, then the end should be bottom center, so they'll just meet between. Let's say alignment and bottom center, that one. So let's go down here. So the next thing is we're going to inside the stack, then outside the container. So let's format this. Okay, so we go down here. Then the next thing is we're going to use the movies list. This movies list here going to render the movies. So movies, then then we have to set an is empty for us to check if the movies is empty. So we say is empty. Then if the movie is not loaded yet, then we give it the circular progress indicator. Okay, so go there. Then if so, then we give it this. Okay, there's a type of the movies. So movies. Okay, so next we get the carousel slider. Carousel. Okay, carousel slider. Then this format this. So carousel. Then we say dot builder. So it's a carousel slider dot builder. Okay. Then we just remove this. Sorry. You can just say item count. Then we give it the length. Okay, so we get the length. Then the options. This is where we're going to say carousel options. Carousel options. Then inside here we're going to give it a height. So the height we're going to use the media queries. So media query. Okay, I don't know why I keep making these mistakes of choosing these. Dot. Then we get the context. Then the size. Then the height. So we're going to multiply this height by this is going to be 80%. Then the next thing is we enlarge the image that comes on the center. So we'll say true. Then the next thing is on page change. On page changed. So on page changed, we're going to have this. So we're going to say index, then the reason. Then we do this. So the next thing, let's make it an arrow function. So we do that. Then we're going to call the update background here. So we'll say update background. Then in here, this is where we're going to give it a link. Okay, so this is the URL. Then we select the index of the current movie poster. Then we use the poster path. So let's go to the poster. The poster path is what I had shown you. We go there. Okay. So this is where's the poster path. So here we're using the poster path. So this is the poster path. So if you wanted, we would have used the backdrop. So I think let's just use the backdrop. So let's use the backdrop so that we get the context of what I'm doing. Okay, backdrop. So next is we're going to have an item builder. So no, we have to go outside so you have to come outside the carousel items, carousel options, I mean. So we come outside there. So these at least they help us keep track of which widget we're in. So now let's go for the item builder. So inside the item builder, we're also going to have the context. And so we're going to have the context, the index, then the indent. So let me show you what we mean. So context, then index, then we just use this for the indent, then we do this. So here the first thing is we're going to create a variable. So final we'll call it movie, then set it to the movies array, at least in our case. So give it an index. index. Then the next thing is we're going to return a single scroll view, single child scroll view. So return a single child scroll view. So in here, this is where we're going to put everything. So this is where we're going to put the image and the movie name. So let's do that. So okay, give it a child, then it's going to be in form of a column. So column, then we give it children, then inside here. Okay, let's go down here. So inside this, where let's first give this a main axis alignment. Okay, dot center. Then in here, the first child is, we're going to have a clip rect. So say clip rect. Okay, this one. Then there we're going to have a child. But before we do that, let's give it a border radius. So border radius dot circular. Then we give it 16.0. Then next, it's going to have a child. So the child of this clip rect is going to be an image. So image dot, since we're getting this from the internet, it's going to be a network. Okay, so choose network. Then inside this network, we're going to have a link. So we're going to have a link that's similar to this one. So that we just copy from here so that we don't waste much time. Then here we're going to say movie. Then we also give it the backdrop path. So yeah, it's basically the same. So we just changed this and use this variable that we're from making here. Okay, so next is inside the same network image, we'll give it a height of 450. The width, we'll also give it the width of 450. Okay, say 450. Then we say fit. Then we say box fit. Then we say cover. So the only error that's there is we left a comma here. Okay, so let's go down here. And let's go down here outside the clip rect. So give it a sized box. Then we're just going to give it a height of let's give it a height of 16. Then we give the movie name as well. So text, let's say movie. Then inside here, we'll just give it a title. We just simply say title. So in case you're lost, we're getting this from here. We're getting the backdrop for the image, then the title for the movie name. Okay, let's go back. So this is the title that we're getting here. So the font size, give it a font size of, okay, fonts. Oh no, we have to give it the style. So inside the text style, we give it a color. So color dot white. Then the font size. Is going to be 28. I'm going to make it as big as possible. So 28. Then we make the font weight. Font weight should be bold, but not okay. Let's make it bold. Then Okay, I think we're done in here. Then we just give it a text align. Let's say text align dot center. Okay. Ooh. Then let's try to give it a sized box at the end down here. So we're still inside the column. So we'll just give it down there. Then it's going to give an error because we haven't put the comma down there. Then we just give it a semicolon so that error is gone. So let's try to reload this. Sorry about that. Let's just try to reload this. Okay, let's wait for that to load. Let me check my net. Okay. Let me try to change my net. Okay, so I've changed my network. So let's try to do that again. Okay, so it's just rotating up there. And one thing I noticed is we didn't center this. So let's try to center the progress indicator. Then here, we're going to remove this, the index, since we're not getting any indexes from here. So let's get this, remove this, then let's try to reload again. Okay, this is going to take long. I'm going to pause the video for now. Did I even manage to pause? Okay, so okay, we have centered that. Now let's just wait for the images to load. Okay, so let's debug this. Okay, so one thing I realized is we didn't call the init state. The init state function. So the movies are not this function, the fetch movies function is not called. So this thing will keep spinning and nothing will happen. So you say init state. Then in here, this is what we're going to call this function. Let me minimize this. This is what we're going to call this function. So let's just copy this. Then put it here. Then give it a semicolon. How did I forget that? Then let's reload this. Okay, let's wait for the made movies to get fetched. Okay, what's the issue now? Okay, it has restarted. Okay, so apparently, okay, are we seeing this? So this has to do, we have to fix this now. There's nothing to fix actually. So it's switching. When you switch to this, it's switching. So now let's just try to style it in there. So where's the column? So inside the column for the image, so give it a sized box. Then give it a height. Then a height, we're going to give it the height of 70. Okay, let's try to reload this. Okay. Okay, let's wait for the movies to get fetched. And mind you, my network is so bad, so that's why you notice there's a delay in the movies being fetched. So if we move to another movie, let's move to Moana, then it changes the color. Then if we move to another movie, it changes the color to that one. Okay, there you go, guys. So this is how you can do this. This is how you can fetch the movies. Then using the movie TMDb's APIs, then we display them. So these are the packages that we used: the HTTP for fetching movie data, then the carousel slider for this carousel that we're having here, then the palette generator. This is what is causing this ambient background color we're seeing in the background, this color that is changing. So yeah, I think that's it, guys. See you in the next video. Thank you.